results for the weekend box office are in, and it was a monstrous pudding for the new Universal film Jurassic World. The fourth installment in the Jurassic Park franchise destroyed all expectations and came in with the second biggest opening weekend in film history. The film took in over $204 million this weekend, eclipsing the $191 million made by Avengers Age of Ultron and just falling short of the $207 million made by the first Avengers film. In second spot is the Melissa McCarthy comedy Spy, making $16 million. In third spot is Dwayne Johnson's San Andreas, making just over $11 million, bringing its 3-week total up to $119 million and over $300 million worldwide. In fourth spot is the horror film Insidious Chapter 3, making $7.3 million. And rounding out the top 5 is Pitch Perfect 2, bringing in $6 million for a domestic total of over $170 million. John, what stands out to you in this week's box office report?
Well, I mean, okay, well, obviously this whole conversation is going to start and end with Jurassic World. Now it should be mentioned, there are reports going around. While Box Office Mojo is reporting the 204.7, I believe, there are reports coming out from several news sources claiming insiders are saying that the amount, and different outlets, Variety says 208, Deadline says 210, I think one of the other ones is saying 209, whatever. So there are other sources right now that are claiming that the number has been adjusted up. As of the recording of this show, Box Office Mojo is holding with its 204.7 number. So they may adjust that, we don't know. So for now, let's operate on the assumption that it's 204.7, but understand that number may go up by the time the show actually uploads. Insane. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming. I think I pegged it at like 130. And then, well, so much for that. But I remember Ann and I were at the AMC downtown Disney. And we were going to go see a show, and we thought, oh, we'll go see like the 11 o'clock show. That's going to be lots of seats, blah, blah, blah. And there was like 2 seats left in the IMAX theater. It's like, what? Yeah. And that was like hours in advance. The place was packed. I haven't seen the theater courtyards like that since the first Avengers film, which was a complete zoo. Mm-hmm. That also had the advantage of everybody dressing up in cosplay too, which made it more of a fun atmosphere than Jurassic World.
The Hulk's got about like 5 seats just to get in.
Yes, it does. And you know, I really like Jurassic World. I don't think it's going to have the legs of, say, the first Avengers and stuff like that, but what an opening weekend. The other thing that kind of stands out to me, unfortunately, is Mad Max Fury Road dropped down to number 7, and Pitch Perfect 2, which opened on the same week, is still in the top 5. And it's like, I really thought that even though Mad Max opened weaker than we thought it would, that it would have really big legs, but Pitch Perfect continues to outpace it. I find that surprising, although maybe I shouldn't all that much, but I do a bit. So, but it's all about Jurassic World this weekend. Incredible numbers. Could be, by the end of the day, the biggest opening in box office history. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, Mark, you saw these results. What did you think?
I think Mercedes, Verizon Wireless, and Starbucks picked the right movie to back. This is incredible. I was looking at maybe 125, 130 tops for this movie. Yeah. And me and my nonfiction girlfriend went to a movie theater to go see this on Saturday. We got the last 2 tickets of the evening. Of the last 2 tickets that were available for any showing. And I'm thinking in my head, like, this is doing something to people, because everybody is just, they're not raving about the movie. They're not saying it's Citizen Kane, but everybody's having a ball watching the movie. Mm-hmm. If it's not a great film necessarily, it's such a pleasure to watch this thing on screen. I think it will do pretty big repeat business as well. The drop from week 1 to week 2 is probably going to be significant. It's probably going to be over 50%. It's hard to imagine this thing's going to do over $100 million in its second week, especially with the summer competition. Like Inside Out is coming out this week.
Which is going to, I don't know how big the numbers are going to be,
right?
But this movie is going to get nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
And so it's going to have stiff competition.
But there's also a holiday that I hope to never celebrate is Father's Day, okay? And so that's this week. So you have Inside Out and you have Jurassic World that are both, everybody wants to take their dad to the movies to go see. Now, is it going to be a family film like Inside Out? Jurassic World is kind of a family film. There's some brutal scenes, but that's enough to get the whole family in the theater together. So I don't think this thing's going to stop anytime soon.
Sorry. Just got a text from your girlfriend. It says, Father's Day, Mark, we should talk. I'm not sure what that means.
Man. Well, I will see you guys later.
Schnepp. Whole different kind of weekend. Yeah, honestly, I saw it last night, and we were leaving Dennis's house. We saw the last episode of Game of Thrones. We're like, yeah, we'll catch the the 8 o'clock screening. We have a good hour and a half, and it's Sunday night. Totally sold out by the time we got there. Couldn't find a parking space. We had to park at a different structure. Couldn't even get the next show or the next show after that. Had to get the 9:10 show, but it was cool. We chilled, had a little sandwich. and then watch this movie. And I really had a good time. Is it the greatest film ever? No.
No.
Is it a lot of fun? Yes. And it actually did exactly what I thought. You know, a lot of critics were like, look, it's not the greatest film. I was like, look, I just want to see a bunch of dinosaurs kill people. Is that what's going to happen in this movie? Checkpoint. Yeah. And so to walk out of it, that's why I believe it is the #1 film. And whatever the numbers are going to come in, I think it's not going to drop. It'll drop off, but I think it'll be like a 30%.
Do you think
drop.
the movie's good enough to have a lot of rewatchability? Because like we've talked about this before, when a film opens with these types of numbers, that kind of says everybody went to go see it. So is there a lot of people? Do you think the buzz about the film itself and the quality of the film is going to get a lot of people coming back for second viewings? How do you think it's going to do?
Will it get the kind of buzz that Mad Max Fury Road got? No. That's not going to get that. Like, I can't wait to see Mad Max Fury Road a third time in the theater. But, like, I'll go see Jurassic World again. And I will. I mean, mainly because of the special effects. I thought they were top notch. That film and San Andreas have just taken special effects and blockbuster films to another level where I didn't expect San Andreas. Yeah, it's it's a popcorn film, but the massive amounts of explosion to my city that I live in right now is like, it's astonishing. So, I mean, that's what Jurassic Park felt like. To me, it felt like I got to see all these amazing dinosaurs and this cool action. And I really liked the storyline. Was it the greatest story or was the acting the greatest? No. The humans I didn't care about. The dinosaurs I cared about.
But who knew you could outrun a T-Rex in high heels? Oh, spoiler. Be careful. Well, you all saw it by now. But
everyone's seen it.
Yeah, we're at a T-Rex and an Indominus Rex in parts in high heels. I'm going to start wearing high heels. This is a whole new thing to my CrossFit routine. What this thing is doing is that people enjoy a good theatrical experience. And with Jurassic World, it felt a little bit like Jurassic Park in '93, not from a film quality standpoint, but from the fact that you can see these dinosaurs on the big screen. There's some really good humor in this movie too. Yep. So there's everything that you want when you pay to see a film. This is one of those experiences you have to have on the big screen. It's got a broader appeal than a Mad Max does, or even something like San Andreas does. So again, I'm impressed. I'm happy for the movie because it's a good movie and it's a lot of fun.
Here's a question. Go ahead.
I was going to say, when you build your Jurassic World theme park ride here in California, make sure you build those gyroscopes that I could get inside. That's what I want to be.
Yeah, I'm right. Instead of the dinosaurs, that was one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
So here's a question that kind of came up in the studio amongst all of us earlier, and I'll pose it to both of you guys. So I put on Twitter the other night, I said, man, if Jurassic World can open to 204 million, what on earth is Star Wars going to do? Now, some people are saying online, Star Wars is going to open to 300 million, to 350 million. I have a couple question marks about that, though. And everybody knows I mean, Star Wars, baby. But the question is this. There's two things, though. Number one, you were mentioning, all the seats were sold out. Are there enough theaters to sustain a $300 million opening weekend? I just don't know that there's enough seats to accommodate that. But here's the other question, and this is the one I brought up on Jedi Council once before. No film in history has ever opened in the month of December to over $90 million. It's winter, it's Christmas time, it's all that kind of stuff. No film in history has ever opened in the month of December to over $90 million. Question for both of you quickly. Mark, we'll start with you. Can Star Wars Episode 7 beat $207 million opening weekend box office?
Piece of cake. It's Star Wars. I think that Lucasfilm is on the phone to JJ right now. They're like, hey, babe, we know you have total creative control. Can we get an under 2-hour cut of this movie? Because the only thing that's going to hold it back is if it's something like Avatar and it's almost 3 hours long, that reduces the amount of times you can show the movie in each cinema. As to your earlier point, yes, December isn't the best month to open a movie as far as box office receipts go, but a Star Wars film has never come out in December before.
That's true.
This thing is definitely going to break whatever record that is in front of it that weekend. I make a lot of proclamations, but this one I believe in.
I gotta say, I think it'll definitely beat Jurassic World. I think it'll be the #1 box office because of multiple things. Not only do you have snowtroopers, and it is Christmas, but you've got. I mean, every grown person cried during that trailer. Right. No one cried when they saw Jurassic World, the trailer. They're like, cool, dinosaurs. This movie, Chewie, we're home. Crying, weird fetal position, grown men crying. It's like, come on. When this movie comes out, it doesn't even matter if it's like, it's the worst of the Star. Jar Jar should have been in it. If it gets horrible reviews, it'll still break 300 million.
And it'll be in 3D. And I think it's going to have some IMAX screenings and all that kind of stuff. So you still get the same extra bucks that you do as you would with Jurassic World.
It's got so much nostalgia rolling for it. And it's coming out during the perfect holiday family time to see. I mean, I just think everyone cannot wait to see it. You're right. Can it be in as many theaters? Like, this is the biggest rollout, I think. Jurassic World was like in
4,200 something screens.
An insane amount of theaters.
Crazy amount.
So that's another reason why I was able to make that much money. So yeah, Star Wars has to be in as many theaters as possible, but I definitely see it breaking, definitely 90 million, no problem.
Well, I see it beating that other December record, no sweat. I think on its first night.
Yeah, like,
Ashley, let me ask you,
million.
like, as somebody who is rocking the Sons of AMC shirt better than anybody else at the table,
Any other female at the table.
I want a quick prediction from you. Will Star Wars?
You know, I'm not a betting girl, John. I'm not a betting girl, but 100% Star Wars is going to beat Jurassic World. Are you guys kidding me? Like, I mean, the hype over Star Wars. Everyone's talking about Star Wars coming out this year. Of course, it's going to beat that record. 100%.
Snow troopers.
Snowtroopers are in the house.